Hello, children. Welcome back to part 2 of lesson 5 Children and It. Just my whisker, it said. You're a kind and thoughtful child. Quickly, it buried itself in the sand again. The children looked at each other. Each of them was looking at three astonishingly beautiful faces. It was like looking at strangers. If it hadn't been for their clothes, they wouldn't have known each other. Cyril, you look like a golden haired angel, said Cynthia. It's not like you. I think I liked you and Robert better before. And you two girls look like silly greeting cards, said Robert. Let's go home. It must be dinner time. Now, what happened as the Samid fulfilled the wish of the children, and what did it do? It suddenly came back to its usual size and it went back again. It buried itself inside the sand again. Now the children looked into each other's faces astonishingly. Now all the three astonishingly beautiful faces the girls have, they are very much looking strangers. It's not what they were before. Now what happened? Cyril, you look like a golden haired angel. Now Cynthia is telling you are looking so pretty that you look like a angel, like a golden haired angel. And it's not like you. I think I liked you and Robert better before. Now it's not like you. What, you're not looking like yourself. We liked you how you were before. And you two girls look like silly greeting cards, said Robert. Now Robert is telling that you two girls, you look beautiful before itself. Now you look like silly greeting cards. Now let's all go home for dinner. It's dinner time. We should go home, they said. I will carry the lamb, said Anthea. The baby, who had woken up, took one look at her and howled. When the children tried to pick him up, he only fought and kicked. It was an hour before the lamb would let them carry him home, and by that time the lamb was as hungry as a lion and as thirsty as a desert. When they reached the house, Jane was almost falling under the lamb's weight. She was glad to hand him to Martha, who was waiting for them at the door. Martha snatched him from her. Now, what happened? They all started to pull that I will carry the baby lamb. Now, the baby had woke up and the baby looked into their faces and howled. It didn't make out that who are these children, and it made a loud noise of sound in pain, a loud noise of sound in pain or sadness, because the baby couldn't make out who are these children. And what happened? They all started to pick him up, and the baby was very hungry, and it was as hungry as a lion and as thirsty as a desert. And they all reached home carrying the baby. As they reached home, the maid Martha was waiting for them, and she pulled the baby from them. She snatched the baby from the child who was carrying, and then she asked them, "Why are you carrying our baby?" "Who on earth are you?" she demanded. "What are you doing with our baby?" "We are us," said Robert. "I am Robert." "And I am Cyril," said Cyril. "Let us in. Please, we know we look different, but," began Anthea. "I don't know who you lot are or who you are up to," snapped Martha. "But if our children put you up to this, they will be in trouble." "Shh!" shut the door in their faces. Now, what did the lady do? Martha, the woman of the house, the caretaker of the children, suddenly she pulled the baby from them and asked them, "Who are you all?" Because were looking so beautiful and their faces were changed. And they said that their wish was to fulfill that they should turn to very beautiful children. As their wish, they all looked different now. And Martha couldn't look at them and she said that, "I don't know who are you all," and she shut the door on their faces. The children banged at the door and rang the bell, but it was no good. They wandered away down the lane, hungry, thirsty, and stunningly beautiful. Finally, tried and now nowhere to go, they sat down under a hedge. "It will wear off at sunset," said Jane. "Then we will look normal again." Then, huddled together for comfort, they fell asleep. When Anthea awoke, the sun had set. "It's all right," she cried. "We are ordinary again." Now, what happened? The lady of the house, or Martha, she closed the door on the face of the children. She said that, "You're not the children who are belonging to our house," and she closed the door. How much ever the children rang the bell, the lady never opened the door. Then these children went out wandering here and there in the lane. They were very hungry, thirsty, but they were looking beautiful. But however they looked beautiful, what was that? They didn't have a shelter to stay. They sat down under a tree. And what happened? Now Jane is telling, once the sun will set, our real faces we will get back our normal faces back again. So now what happened? They all fell asleep. As they were very hungry, they fell asleep. Till then, the sun was set and they came back to their original faces. "Where do you think you have been?" demanded Martha when they got home. "We had some very strange children here this afternoon." "They were horrible," said Anthea. "They stopped us from coming home until now. We only just got away and we are starving." Well, don't you go near them again," said Martha, as cook brought in supper that looked and smelled delicious. "We will take care to never see them again," said Robert. "We are ordinary again and they never have." Now, as the children came home back, the housekeeper, Martha, started to ask them, "Where do you think you all have been? Where did you all go? Where were you? You didn't come home till now. Where were you?" she started to ask. Some children had come. Very strange children came home this afternoon. Till then, Anthea is telling, "They were very horrible. They also stopped us coming from home. They asked us not to go home, so we didn't come till now. We are very much starving." Starving means we are very hungry. We didn't get anything to eat. Till then, Martha is asking them, "Will you go with them again?" Then they said, "No, no, no, we won't go anywhere again. We are not going back. We are ordinary again. We are happy with this. We won't go back again." And brought by the cook. And it smelled very delicious. Why? Because the children were very much hungry. They said that hereafter they won't go out anywhere. This is the end of part 2, children. I hope all have understood the story. Thank you.